I still remember the smell of charcoal and laughter in the air. That warm summer afternoon, the sun was shining on my parents' backyard like it always did during our family barbecue. Everyone was there, my mom flipping burgers, my dad telling his old jokes, cousins running around with sticky fingers from soda cans, and me, I was trying so hard to just blend in. My name is Alina, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the quiet one in the family, the responsible one, the sister who never caused drama, who showed up early with homemade salad and stayed late to help clean up. My younger sister Tara was the complete confident, always the center of attention. She had this way of turning every gathering into her personal stage. That day, I had just come back from a long work trip. I was exhausted, but I still showed up because family matters to me. I was standing near the grill, wearing a simple sundress, holding a plate of food, when Tara walked over with her usual bright smile that never quite reached her eyes when she looked at me. Oh look, everyone. Alina finally decided to grace us with her presence, she announced loudly, making sure the whole backyard could hear. A few people chuckled. So, how's that boring little desk job of yours going? Still pushing papers and dreaming about adventure? The group laughed. My cheeks burned. I forced a small smile and said softly, "It's going fine. Tara, I actually just got back from overseas." She rolled her eyes dramatically. Overseas? Please. Probably another conference in some dull hotel. Meanwhile, my husband Blake is out there doing real things, protecting our country. You should try living a little, sis. More laughter rippled through the family. Even some of my cousins joined in. I felt so small in that moment, like I always did around her. The quiet, reliable sister who could never measure up to Tara's sparkle. I lowered my eyes and whispered, "Yeah, maybe you're right." But what I didn't know that day was that everything was about to change. Because hidden in my pocket, my phone began to vibrate with a secure call I couldn't ignore. And when I answered it quietly, my world and Tara's would never be the same again. I stepped away from the crowd, phone pressed to my ear, speaking in low, professional tones. "Yes, this is Iron Widow. Go ahead." The voice on the other end was crisp and urgent, a colleague from my real life. The one I never talked about at family gatherings. I had been living two lives for years. By day, I was Alina, the unassuming analyst. But in my other world, I was something else entirely. A highly skilled military pilot, a fighter, the one they called when missions required precision, courage, and nerves of steel. My call sign, Iron Widow, wasn't given lightly. It was earned through years of silent service. Through nights when I flew solo into danger zones no one in my family could even imagine. I thought I was being discreet, but Tara had followed me. She stood there with her arms crossed, that familiar mocking smile on her face. Wow, still pretending to be important. She laughed loudly enough for a few nearby relatives to turn their heads. "Who are you talking to, Alina? Your imaginary boss? Come on, put the phone down and join the real party. Stop acting like your little job matters." Her words cut deep. They always did. For years, Tara had belittled me, in front of everyone, calling me boring, plain, forgettable. She painted me as the sister who never took risks, who lived in her shadow. And the family, they laughed along because it was easier than defending the quiet one. I felt my heart crack a little more with every chuckle. Shattered, once again, by the person who was supposed to love me most. Tears stung my eyes, but I held them back. "Tara, please, not now," I said quietly. She laughed even harder. "See? This is why you'll never have what I have. No excitement, no real man like Blake. Just your safe little life." I was about to walk away, broken and humiliated like so many times before, when a deep, chilling voice cut through the air like ice. "Apologize, now." It was Blake, her husband. The tall, stoic Navy SEAL who rarely spoke at these gatherings. He had been standing a few feet away, grilling quietly, but now his face had gone pale. His eyes were locked on me with an intensity I had never seen before. Tara turned to him, still giggling. "Babe, what are you?" "Apologize to your sister, right now," Blake repeated, his voice low and deadly calm. The kind of voice that made the entire backyard fall silent. No more laughter. No more jokes, just the sound of the grill sizzling and distant birds. Tara's smile faded. Why? It was just a joke. She's always so sensitive. Blake stepped closer, his gaze never leaving me. You have no idea who you're talking to. In that moment, my secret began to unravel. Blake had recognized my call sign. He had heard stories in the field. Whispers about the mysterious female pilot known as Iron Widow, the one who had flown cover on operations even. SEAL teams respected. The one whose skills had saved lives in ways civilians would never understand. I stood there, heart pounding, watching my sister's face shift from amusement to confusion, and then, to something colder, realization, jealousy, betrayal. She had spent years tearing me down, believing I was nothing, and now, her own husband was looking at me with respect she had never earned. The pain I had carried for so long, the years of being laughed at, dismissed, made to feel small, began to transform inside me. From broken to something stronger, from shattered to steel. Blake didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He simply looked at Tara and said, "Your sister has done more for this country in one mission than most people do in a lifetime. And you've been mocking her like she's worthless. Apologize, or we're leaving." Tara's face turned red. The family stared in stunned silence. For the first time, no one was laughing with her. She stammered something weak, but the damage was done. Her perfect image, the loud, confident sister who had everything cracked right there in front of everyone. Later that evening, as the sun set and the backyard emptied, Tara approached me alone. Her eyes were filled with tears. She tried to hide. "Alina, I didn't know. Why didn't you ever tell me?" I looked at her calmly, my voice steady for the first time in years. "Because you never gave me the chance to be anything but your punchline. Tara, you needed me to stay small so you could feel big. But I was never small." Blake stood quietly behind her, his presence a silent reminder. He gave me a small nod of respect the kind warriors give each other. In that moment, my sister saw what she had lost. Not just her husband's admiration, but the sisterly bond she had destroyed with her own cruelty. She did apologize that night, but it felt hollow. The real consequence wasn't the words. It was the way the family looked at her, differently afterward. The way conversations shifted when she tried to take center stage again. The quiet exposure of who she truly was beneath the laughter. As for me, I finally stopped hiding. I started sharing pieces of my life not to brag, but to breathe freely. And slowly, the family began to see me, the real me. Today, when I think back to that barbecue, I no longer feel the sting of humiliation. I feel peace, because sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't loud or dramatic. It's simply standing tall in your truth while the person who tried to break you watches their illusions crumble. If there's one thing I've learned from all this pain and eventual justice, it's this: never underestimate the quiet ones. We carry storms inside us that the loudest voices could never imagine. And when the moment comes, we don't need to raise our voice. The truth speaks for itself. Be kind to your family. You never know what silent battles they're fighting, or what quiet strengths they hold. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear that they are enough. Until next time, stay strong, stay true,